Hello, everybody. Welcome to mindovermania. My name is Chris, and I am your tarot reader for today. Today, our pick a card reading is going to be about what kind of spiritual connection is this? So, in general, you may be having a relationship with someone, maybe a family member, a partner, a friend, and you're starting to notice that there may be something more going on than what you are realizing. Maybe you're feeling very strong urges towards them, maybe you're having a lot of dreams, and you really don't understand what's going on between the two of you, and you'd like to get a look from a spiritual lens. This is the right reading for you. We have 3 piles today, and in order to choose the right pile for you, I want you to plant both feet on the ground. I want you to visualize the person that you're thinking about, and then whichever pile seems to call out to you, that is going to be your pile. I want you to make sure that you are really grounded, though, because I don't want you choosing the wrong pile. We're going to start off with a little bit of a vibe check at the beginning, so that way we can figure out if that's the right pile for you. And then if it doesn't resonate, go to another pile, or maybe it's just not the right reading for you. In any case, though, I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you at your pile. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 1. This card is Fifth Dimension. All right, so just to tell you a little bit about your connection with your person, this feels like you have chosen this person. And it definitely feels like maybe you've been with this person for multiple lifetimes. I'm seeing sometimes they were a spouse, sometimes they were a parent. The role seems to change depending on what the situation is. So obviously, if you're currently seeking romantic relationships with them in this lifetime, don't focus too much on the spiritual woo-woo stuff, because in the astral world, this kind of stuff happens all the time, where people play different roles, because it's all a journey at the end of the day, and we're trying to grow, right? Spirituality is nice in terms of, oh yeah, we want money, we want love, we want XYZ thing to manifest. However, we often get caught up in not focusing on the lessons we're meant to be learning. And specifically, you're caught in a pattern with this person where I feel as though somebody is always playing chaser and the other person's running. You're kind of caught up in the material world, or maybe the other person is. You guys are very much as a couple, again, not necessarily romantic, but as two soul beings, you guys get very caught up and distracted by the material world. You guys often get messages from the 5D plane, or from your spiritual awakenings, your spiritual aspects, or your friends and friendships with others, but you're kind of closed off to the healing portion of it. My eyes were kind of drawn to this angel aura quartz that I have here, and it's almost as though, you like the shiny things, you like the pretty aspects of spirituality, but I don't feel that you guys really integrate it and include it into your day-to-day life. So maybe, for example, you're like, oh yeah, I love doing tarot readings, and then you do your reading, and then you walk away, and, there's something about, like, your friendships where, for example, it's like you give really great advice, or you do things for others, but you're not doing spirituality or spiritual work for yourself. Maybe you guys have been on a healing journey for a long time, and this person maybe showed you ways of which you were neglecting yourself or disempowering yourself, even if you were the smartest person in the room, or even if you were the most kind, hardworking, you overcame everything person. I feel like this person does challenge your authority a little bit. I feel like there's a little bit of a stubbornness that is highlighted between the two of you, simply because it's just the ego fighting each other, and egos both kind of bouncing back and forth. Maybe this person is more spiritual in some ways, but then you're spiritual in other ways, and so you guys really make a great compliment to each other. I do, though, see you guys kind of in a comedic sitcom way, where it's almost like, you've got the husband on the one side of your relationship who is kind of like bumbling about some things, but he gives the best dad advice when the time comes up, versus you're maybe the anxious mom, or you're kind of like hot and cold towards this person, but then when you see them actually getting upset, you go, hey, it's okay, right? Like there's a little bit of an ungroundedness and lack of stability in you guys' relationship, and I do feel it's more karmic than necessarily that, one's a villain, one's a good person. I do feel like there's at least enough love going on between the two of you that you're working your things out together. I feel like whatever comes between you two, maybe at first you get triggered by the other person and then you slowly work your way towards each other. Again, I don't want to call this like a twin flame dynamic because I don't feel that that's necessarily a title that is helpful in this situation, but I do feel there's at least very strong spiritual ties. I'm going to go ahead and pull like a card or two, and then we'll get into more about what's going on between you guys. Yeah, searching online for information records. I'm seeing, guys, maybe you check out the Akashic records from time to time about this person, or maybe you're online looking at social media. But I think more specifically, you guys are trying to find out information of how to heal this connection with this person. Maybe you guys are watching tarot readings to try to get more information about them. Maybe you're trying to learn more about spirituality to figure out what the heck is going on and why is it that one minute I'm like super angry with this person, the next I'm chill, when normally other people don't have this hold on me. This is just highlighting all of the spiritual lessons that you need to be integrating into your space. And this behavior is absolutely normal when spirituality is a factor as opposed to your typical anxiety, unhealthy attachments. And maybe you could go with a dose of learning more about psychology, especially because if you get down the spiritual wormhole too far, you want to make sure that you're avoiding misinformation and spreading misinformation in the process. Especially if you're trying to convince your partner or this person that, oh yeah, we've got a spiritual connection, blah, 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 blah. Like that can freak some people out. And some of y'all need to have some better boundaries about that relationship because not everyone's going to appreciate it and understanding what's happening. And I think just appreciate where everybody's at. Just kind of let them figure it out. And you're more likely to have a successful dynamic with this person if you're not putting your beliefs in their face. We've got devotion. Yeah, okay, so some of you guys are very devoted to this person. Like, you're sitting there going, like, you were, like, my light in the darkness. This is very cute. Yeah, this is definitely couple vibes. Again, if you're not with this person currently, I do feel at least energetically, there's just a lot of spouse-type energy between the two of you. It's very loving and unconditional. And what's cool about it, too, is, like, I feel like regardless of what your relationship status is, I don't think that love's ever going to truly go away. That might be painful for some of you, especially if you're watching this person, like either they're married to somebody else or maybe you're kind of going through your own issue of like, hey, I don't think this is, like, it's my choice to not be with this person because we're not ready or not at that point yet. And that's absolutely fine. And I just want to let you know that this other person, especially if you're in no contact, they absolutely unconditionally love you and understand that. Maybe not on their 3D self, but on their 5D self, absolutely, because they're just trying to help you grow and they need to work on their own things as well at the same time. We've also got tribe. Yeah, so that's just more confirmation that this person is part of your soul tribe. They are spiritually connected to you. They are spiritually connected to you and they know you in ways that maybe the average person doesn't. So that's another sign that this is definitely a spiritual connection when you can sit there and be running around and saying, oh yeah, these are my friends and whatever, I really like them. And then you see this person, you go, oh, I know when you saw that one movie, I know exactly what part you were laughing at because our minds went to the exact same thing. Like you guys are maybe have very similar interests. Maybe you guys are just two peas in a pod. It's kind of like I said, it's like almost like a sitcom comedy where it's like anybody looking at you two in the same room knows that you're together, right? It's like even if you're with other partners or whatever, it's like watching a movie and being like, everybody knows. You know what I mean? It's like everybody just knows that that's what's happening here. All right, anyways, so that was the vibe check. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards to see what can maybe you do. Like, what's healthy about this situation? What's kind of going on? Maybe get you some answers. Because again, some of you are in no contact, but I think a majority of you are at least seeing the signs and energies in relationships to this person, and I think you're taking the right steps. I think by being open and honest about both your mental health situation, about this person's mental health situation, I don't know, mental health is kind of coming up because I feel like you guys are questioning your sanity right now because of spirituality will make you feel like you were on a roller coaster, okay? Especially when you're getting into like the deeper spiritual stuff, not just the let's do yoga and do basic meditation stuff. Particularly, I feel this person, maybe they do some sort of meditation. Maybe that's how they try to contact you in the astral world. I do see this person is starting to be more awakened as time goes on, regardless of if you're telling them things. So, like, for example, if you're like, okay, this person's definitely my twin flame, and blah, 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 don't tell them that. Okay, I'm just saying that right now. Don't say it. Let them bring it up, because whoever wakes up first, whatever is going on between the two of you, just don't let the spiritual labels and the misinformation get in the way of your ride. You know, because I feel like a lot of people, they just want certainty. They want to be able to communicate it, and like this person, you don't need to communicate with. They know. Like this person, you could be on the other side of the planet, and you're sitting there going like, "Yep. I wonder how my person's doing. Oh, yep. They are watching TV and doing the exact same thing as me." Okay. And it's almost like you guys have that comforting level of closeness, that proximity doesn't really mean anything. Maybe some of you guys are not at that point, and so that this may not be your pile because you might not be ready for this state, but I can tell you right now, like this person, you don't really need to send them messages for them to know what's going on with you. Maybe you needed to at the start, but I think where this pile personally is at, you don't need to do a lot. Okay, so we've got uncomfortable. So yeah, some of you guys, your person, or you, or both of you, you're still a little uncomfortable about the spiritual stuff. You're a little uncomfortable with what's going on between you and this other person. You're uncomfortable with the idea that maybe you won't end up with this person, which I think scares the both of you to death. Which, like I said, it's kind of cute. But from the universe's standpoint, you know, being in a marriage and living a life with somebody, it's not necessarily always in the cards for people with this type of connection. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happier married. You know what I mean? Like, when you love somebody so much, if you see a person that is out there to go be wild and free and live life to the fullest, if marriage life isn't what's meant for that person, then why would you want to constrict them that way? You know, maybe that's not part of your story. Doesn't mean they're not part of your life. You know, I'm almost seeing like a Clint Eastwood or like a Western movie where it's like, hey, if you tell the protagonist of that cowboy that he's got to stay on the farm and live with his wife and kids, and yeah, it's happy and whatnot, but that might not be his story this lifetime. And would you be telling the hero of all of these different small towns that, hey, the hero of the story is not showing up because he's at home with his wife? Sometimes y'all gotta admit that maybe you have power, and this person is powerful, and that power needs to be used to help other people. And it's not so much focused on your other relationship. Like, really take in that energy and the responsibility of understanding that you are responsible for your own happiness. And I think this person showed that to you, but being loving and accepting of the fact that, you know what? We're connected always. You know, like we're always together regardless of if we see each other or not. So it doesn't really matter so much what's going on in each other's lives. I know it sucks, but you know, you will get some time with this person. Just, you need to have faith about that. Drastic, extreme, harsh, cut off. Yeah, so some of you guys, you're being very over dramatic or like very harsh on this person in this situation, specifically because I feel like, again, it's so charged or it's so triggering for you guys to be, you're feeling abandoned by this person. You're like, how in the world could someone that loves me this much leave and go with somebody else? Or how could another person do this to me? You know? And I feel like you guys are a little, again, I hear the word dramatic, but I personally don't feel like you're being dramatic, but there's drama cosmically going on between not accepting where each other's at, you know? And because every story is not the same, there's still common themes that run throughout, and I feel like the more drama and energy you put, or like time and energy you put focusing into this situation, the more it's disrupting the story. Like, maybe you guys were meant to be together, but because you continue to go to these tarot readings, you continue to go to readers, you keep blah, 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 you're like, that's telling the universe that you're not ready for this situation. Because you're like, if that's your spouse, then okay, you already got the answer, right? So why aren't you claiming it? Because you're scared? Because you're uncomfortable getting married to a hot person, a famous person, a powerful badass, the other half of your soul? What are you scared of? Right? Especially if you guys identify with the twin flame label, which some of you guys may be in this reading. Yeah, remember, your twin flame is a reflection of your soul. So if you are rejecting your person or you're rejecting yourself, that's on you. So you got to go tell your story and live your dreams. And then guess what? Your person's part of your dream anyway. Right? Right? So go chase your dreams, right? But don't chase a person. You're chasing an energy frequency. That's what's most important here is a lot of you guys are really attached to the person and not to the soul level aspect of things and the aspect of that journey between you and this other person. We've got plugged, tuned in, internet connected. Yeah, you guys need to go touch some grass. Get off the internet. Stop talking to other people about your twin flame problems. Stop. Like, some of you guys are really deep in, like, complaining because you're like, oh my gosh, my twin flame, my karmic partner, my na isn't doing whatever. And it's like, I literally see you're repelling them with this energy because you're complaining about another person's journey when you're not taking accountability for yourself. Do you know how annoying it is when you're trying to go out there and succeed and go do this amazing thing for a person and then you hear them nagging about you behind your back? Wouldn't you be upset? When it's like, wow, maybe your twin flame or what other person is going through some really horrible things and then you're sitting there complaining that you don't have a relationship with them when they need to get their ish together? Like, okay. Entitlement much, right? We've got barrier. Yeah, there's intentional barriers here. It's not because you're not worthy. It's not because this person doesn't care. It's because you're not ready. And it's okay. If we're being immature little children wanting the candy bar, but our parents are saying, hey, we have dinner waiting at home, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and cry about it? Yeah. And then you know what you're going to do? You're going to be fine. You're going to go home and eat dinner, and then you're not going to want that Snickers bar. But you might get the Snickers bar for dessert. I don't know. Spirit gets to decide. Your person gets to decide. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in that energy right now. Conclusion. Yeah, so some of you guys, maybe you had a separation with this person where it was amazing and then a chapter of your life concluded. And that's why it's extra painful for the separation with the person. Or even if the conclusion of your person, conclusion of your person, maybe your person changed. Is going through a transformation, you know? Like, don't hold someone to their past either, because it's okay for your person to change. And again, if you've got the same unconditional love for this person, then you're gonna like them regardless of what they become. You know, I feel like some of you guys are afraid, like, oh my gosh, she's turning into somebody different, or he's turning into somebody, I don't know what to anticipate. I don't know if I like this. I'm like, it's still them, hun. It's still them. Yeah, I keep wanting to say, like, honey, relax. It's okay. We're from the past, and you're in the future, right? Superficial, yeah. Some of you guys are afraid that this person's being superficial, and oh my gosh, you guys are like all the time with these tarot readings being like, oh, I want to find the truth of their feelings. They're wearing a mask and blah, 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 blah. They ain't wearing a mask, hun. You're just insecure. You're just seeing the things you want to see. You're hearing the things you want to hear because it takes energy away from yourself, from your spouse. As I said, enjoy that energy inside of yourself, all right? There's a conclusion coming. The chapter of this cycle of you holding yourself down and holding yourself back because you're waiting on a person, because you're trying to figure out the divine timing, blah, 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 blah. Problem is with divine timing, right? We all sit there and we're like, yeah, okay, I just gotta wait. I gotta wait. It's like, well, okay, but like, if you're at the doctor's office, you got to sit there for 10 hours. Are you literally going to be on your phone looking at memes for 10 hours? Or maybe you could go and work on that small business that you've been talking about. Maybe you could go listen and do the exercises your therapist put on your phone and told you to do. You know, like, there's so many things you can accomplish during that time in the waiting room. And then, you know, guess what happens? You might be having so much fun, you know, doing whatever it was you are in the waiting room that when the appointment gets canceled and they have to reschedule for a different day, you're not going to get mad about it. Because I do feel there's been a lot of psychic and emotional delays that have been manifested because of your words, because you said you didn't want this connection, or because you were like, I'm mad at them. So it's like, okay, we'll delay it. You're not ready. Okay. But when you're starting to be in flow state, when you're starting to love yourself and love the abundance that comes with this, and experiencing all of life, regardless of how much money is attached to it, regardless of all this other stuff, you're going to be okay. And this person's with you by your side the whole way, okay? They're guiding you just as much as you're guiding them, okay? And that's why you got to know you're not alone in this journey, and it's okay. All right, I feel called or drawn to pull one more card. I also see maybe drawing is important to you as well. Maybe writing things down and getting your feelings out, or drawing this connection. Pressure cooker, rage, ready to explode. Yeah, just let your rage out. Let those feelings out. Just, scream into the void. All right, you're holding so much back from life, and it's like you're about to just come out and blast out into space, and you're not even going to be thinking about your twin. You're not going to be thinking about this person, because you're going to be so much in your enjoying of life space that when this person finally comes in, it's going to be just like the final chapter, right? You know, again, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to be with this person, but like, come on. It's the sitcom. What do you think happens at the end of every sitcom? We all laugh and have a good time, right? Family values. Anyways, though, guys, thank you so much for watching this reading. Hope it resonated with you. If you liked it, please like and subscribe this video and comment down below to let me know how you feel about this situation and how accurate I am, because some of y'all, this energy kind of changed a little bit, so we'll see what kind of comes out of this reading. But yeah, like and subscribe. I am available for booking, so if you would like more information about you and your person, go to the description and you will see links to where you can book me to get more information about your relationship. Also, I have live streams every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 7 p.m. Central, so come hang out with a great community of folks. We're a fun time over there, all right? Also, please consider donating. There are links in the description as well. I work really hard on these videos and on this free content, so if you could please donate to me, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Take care. Hello, everybody. You have chosen pile number 2. The card you got was Verge, about to reveal, confess. Okay, so what's kind of interesting about this pile is when I stepped away to kind of, you know, clear my energy out from the previous reading and coming into this one, I definitely heard a lot of conflicting information in my head. So there's stuff about healing, but there was also about journey, about slowing down, about there's like pieces missing. I do see a lot of fractured, fragmented type lines of thinking. So maybe you guys, you may be struggling with piecing things together in terms of your intuition. Maybe you're not very clear about who your spirit guide teams are, what you're working with. Maybe you don't have very good spiritual boundaries yet. Make sure you're always connecting to your highest good whenever you are tapping into energy frequencies, because, no offense, things can get a little dicey out there, and as a professional tarot reader, you know, you do have to be careful about what you are allowing into your energy aura field. Not every spiritual entity out there has great intentions for you. And also, too, it just kind of helps getting a good, healthy spiritual routine, because, again, spirituality is not just about acquiring a relationship or about acquiring money. It's about growth, lessons, and healing. And there's a lot more to it than just the worldly desires that you may be seeking. So remind yourself that at all times, because, you know, a relationship that is meaningful is great for you and should be something you desire. But at the end of the day, is that the only thing that's going on in your life? Especially when you've got all those talents. I feel like you guys specifically are secret keeping a little bit, or you're secret keepers, where you're kind of like that person that maybe you're very quiet at work and you're just watching everybody living their life. Definitely a people watcher, this group. And what you do is you see your coworkers or colleagues do something adorable, or like maybe like in the middle of a meeting, you might sit and look outside and look at the trees and be like, you know what? Life is really great. You know, like you kind of have those little moments. You guys really pay attention to the details of life. And so whatever this about to reveal, confess, something about in this relationship to this person, you may be receiving a confessional soon from this person. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I'm going to go and pull some cards because I feel like you guys are moving closer towards some kind of a divine union with somebody or someone spiritually. Yeah. Ooh, okay. We're gonna get one more card. No. Cowardly. Okay, yeah, because it's weird because it was almost like I want to just keep spitting cards out, and I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely there's like some spiritual diarrhea here, where it's like, hey, you might be very good at channeling, or maybe you've got a lot of energy flowing. However, this does back you up, and it does kind of show that some of your energy is getting misdirected mentally. So maybe you do have some mental health things going on. Maybe you're very, very stressed out. Maybe you're not taking the time to clear your energy. Especially if you're a newbie, make sure that you are taking active time to clear your energy out. Go out into the woods, go drink water, exercise, do healthy breath work, meditate often. That will give you way more groundedness, especially with your readings. And also, you'll also know what's spiritually bad for you and what's not. Some of you guys are just tapping into stuff because you're just like, ah, wah, wah. And then you find out later, oh, I wasn't supposed to be talking to that, or oh, that did not work out as planned, right? And they're all lessons, but in order to speed up your manifestations, especially if you're manifesting this particular person, you gotta watch what you say and you gotta watch what you're doing. And again, cowardly, I feel like some of you guys, you are still afraid of spirituality. I do feel like you have a hard time fully embracing what spirituality means, especially your relationship to spirituality and particularly intuition. Maybe you guys are used to being called crazy by your family. Maybe you have some religious traumas from your ancestral past. But I do feel in general a lot of this cloudiness is about to get revealed, and you're going to kind of go, oh, so that's what that was. That's what that dream was about. Oh no. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be fine. It's going to be safe, but I feel like some of you guys, maybe you got scared because of your mental health or the belief systems that you grew up around. Again, especially if you started to see things on the news growing up. Maybe you guys were extra sensitive during certain life events, and so now you're kind of trapped and afraid of the world. You're going to be fine. I feel, though, again, something's about to be revealed to you that's going to show you what your purpose is, why you're going down this pathway, and what experiences are you going to take away from it. So we've got guarded, closed in, trapped, frustrated, excuses, and received. So specifically that received card, I feel like the spirit is just acknowledging, saying, hey, whatever you asked for, message delivered. And you're going to be receiving something soon. You're going to either receive recognition. I'm seeing maybe there's like a type of work that you're going to do that maybe other people will notice, and you're going to start seeing people show up for you. Especially for those of you that have abandonment issues, I am seeing some kind of a trauma response that you were used to foregoing and not paying attention to, and now when people start showing up for you, you're going to go, oh no, I can't walk away from this now. I gotta step up. I gotta do what I gotta do. And that's completely okay. Release the trauma, release the fear, because this is all moving in your favor. With this guarded too, I see this skull with the butterfly on it, right? Like, I kind of see you guys as that butterfly, right? Where it's almost like, maybe something really bad happened in your past, and you just told the Grim Reaper, hey, can I put a bow on your scully head? And Grim Reaper's like, yeah. What about it? And you're like, ha, you look so cute. And then like the Grim Reaper smiles. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you know how to go into these dark places and pull out the gold, right? Like I'm literally seeing you guys being able to just pull out of a situation and still be this butterfly. Maybe it's rough around the edges, but you're still beautiful. Your soul and your spirit, and maybe your spirit guides are trying to guide you someplace. Maybe they use butterflies to kind of show you, hey, we're around. Follow the butterflies. Because again, maybe if you are in a difficult situation, just look for the signals. Your spirit guide team's very noisy with this group, so I feel like you just gotta set an intention and be like, okay, spirit, if you want this, show me this. And then they're gonna show you that when the time is right, okay? Divine timing may play a role with you guys as well. closed in and trapped and frustrated. I feel like some of you guys, maybe during the pandemic, you had a very difficult time adjusting, especially coming out of it. Some of you guys, I feel like you are trapped at home for whatever reason. Some of it's intentional and some of it's definitely not. Maybe you don't have transportation, or maybe you are reliant on maybe you're financially dependent on somebody, and so you don't have a lot of autonomy. In any case, don't make excuses for yourself. Allow yourself to live your life and be this beautiful butterfly, no matter what anybody else says. All right, I'm gonna say personally that I support you. I definitely recognize this energy from my own personal relationships and understand that it will come to a conclusion. Okay, your purpose, your passion, your joy is about to come forward, and I think it's really going to be beautiful and change your life. You know what I mean? Again, I'm really focused on this card to be like, you are meant to fly. You are meant to be so beautiful, and regardless of what that beauty looks like, because some of you guys are so focused on appearance and not meeting unrealistic expectations that society has, when it's like, do you even look at yourself in the mirror? Like, I don't know who this group is, but I'm sitting here looking at y'all and being like, wow, like, you guys are super cute and you don't even know it, or you don't acknowledge it. Again, focus on this excuses. I feel like you get mad at yourself a lot and believe that you're making excuses for not figuring out what this thing is, or maybe you're so close and you can't figure it out and you're like, I'm making excuses. Like, hun, you're traumatized. You went through some horrible things. You're still learning to trust yourself. Your intuition is scattered right now. Of course it's not going to get revealed to you straight. I mean, yeah, there's work you got to do. You're guarded. You're afraid of intuition. You're afraid of going down the rabbit hole. But guess what? Alice in Wonderland had a great time. And she got out, right? Sometimes you got to go down the rabbit hole. And some of you guys are coming out of the rabbit hole, right? Where it's like, maybe you went on this big, long spiritual journey and you're like, I got spiritually awakened, now what? Like, I'm feeling like this, now what? Especially with this person, you know, you're kind of like, what does this mean? And you're trying to, like, I feel like you guys are like kind of going through a fog. And so this person was kind of like a lighthouse or maybe a trigger to your journey. I notice I'm talking a lot about you guys rather than the actual person I'm supposed to be reading about. And I think that might be a sign to where maybe that's what you got to let go of, is maybe this person was holding you back that entire time. I'm definitely feeling you're going to get a revelation about what you're going through with this person very, very soon. Okay. I don't know why I keep repeating that too. Maybe there's a message in that as well. Like, maybe your spirit guide team is literally telling you over and over again, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and you're not believing it. That could also be a sign as well. All right. Let me get some more information about your situation with this person, because I'm a little confused. So what kind of a spiritual connection is this? Some of you guys, you might be going on a twin flame journey. Again, I typically don't like those labels, but for some reason that is loud and clear for this group. Or maybe you've been like, I'm almost seeing like you guys have been trapped in a fog for a long time. And then maybe you saw this person and you're like it's almost like this person, you're just so scatterbrained. Like, I can't really think clearly. Okay, we've got grief. Yeah, so some of you guys, you were definitely stuck in a long, drawn-out grieving process. I'm seeing a lot of home life troubles, struggles. I'm feeling like, so like seeing this girl right here, I'm immediately thinking of like a music video where it's like there's just this girl alone in the world, and, you know, she's like crying, and it's like, it kind of gives me like, you know, like the early 2000s emo girl type vibe. And again, like with her covering her ears, maybe she's only listening to music and just can't focus on anything. I feel a lot of that's you guys, and maybe this person as well. Maybe this person's going through the same thing, but I every time I try focusing on their energy, it goes back to my grief, my pain, settling. Maybe you guys settled for some behaviors or for a person that was not meant for you. Again, I see like with this bear, I feel like you guys settled not because Not because this wasn't your person, but I feel like you guys, one, maybe you met this person at a time in your life where you were already with somebody else, or you just kind of gave up. Or like I'm kind of seeing like you just there's a lot of abandonment. Oh gosh, I kind of want to cry. Yeah, there's almost like you just kind of were like I can't get up, things can't get better, so I'm going to sit here in my mess and sit here in whatever happened to me, and I have to settle because otherwise it's already too late for me. There's definitely an energy of whatever's about to be revealed is going to be unsettling. I'm going to tell you that, like, because whatever you're going through right now is about to change in a tremendous way. Tremendous, because you're going to go, oh, like I'm seeing like that door, that screen door right there with the bear. That screen door is going to open, and then you're going to go, whoa, 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 whoa. The world is not at all what I perceive it to be. Crossroads. Okay, so you're going to be coming to a decision with this person. I feel like you're going to either choose to either go away and work on yourself for a while, or you're going to follow this person. There's a choice that needs to be made, and I think a lot of it comes down to you have to choose your words, and you have to choose what you want. This energy is very difficult. I feel like I have a hard time saying it, but it's almost like you're very triggered by choosing happiness. I feel as though you literally either you've been given your person or you've been given an opportunity to change, and you need to make a definitive choice that you're going to choose this. Okay, because there's no take backsies with this person. There's something, whatever's going to get revealed about this person is going to show you exactly who you are, what matters to you, and you get to decide. Like I feel like you're going to confess something. I see you kind of being at this crossroads of, do I say exactly how I feel about this person? And it's very, very hard. Maybe you have to let go of this person because of your choices. Maybe you are choosing to go towards somebody who makes you feel very, very empowered and safe, and that is so overwhelmingly difficult for you. And I feel like you're going to confess your feelings to this person, and your truth and your ways of coping and dealing with things, and it's going to be revealed to you how they're going to respond to that. And I think that's what's going to change you for the betterment of you, regardless of how they react. Stagnant. Yeah, you and this person have been in a stagnant cycle, I feel, or you've been looping about this situation. I don't feel like you've been in contact with this person. Specifically, I'm seeing with like the chains coming to the mouth. Even if you talk to this person on an everyday basis, you don't say how you feel towards them. I don't feel you talk about your true feelings at all, again, because you're such... I feel like you're very gifted at hiding things, even from yourself. And your grief is distracting you from a lot of things, and has been. And so it's kind of like you almost... I see like this person's eyes. Your eyes are gazing out longingly for a future that you don't believe you deserve. And it's like you see glimmers of it, and then all of your words just leave. Yeah, this is definitely deep depression energy. We've also got vibrations. Yeah, so whatever vibration you're at, you're gonna be popping off in a different direction. When I say popping off, I mean you're gonna wake up. Like, I'm definitely seeing you wake the heck up, and this person's gonna trigger that in you when this confession comes out. You're gonna go, oh! I'm seeing like singing a little bit of like, ah! Like the heavens have opened up, and you're gonna start really starting to experiencing strong emotions again. So it may be tumultuous at first. Again, I'm not guaranteeing a relationship. I think you need to have boundaries first before you enter whatever situation is. So I think like when you start healing your boundaries and start saying, all right, this is what's for me, this is not what's for me, you're gonna get a lot more clarity. Keep working on your third eye and intuition, but don't stress about it, because you can't miss this. Like, this is like so unbelievably written into your life path that you can't avoid it. So I just want to let you understand that you're not going to go without answers for too much longer. Anyways, though, guys, sorry, I don't really have a clear label or identity to put onto your relationship. Again, this does feel twin flamey. But again, spiritual labels take what resonates. We don't want to conform to a certain type of storyline, because whatever's going on here, you gotta clear out your own energy first before you figure out what the heck is going on, and then big changes coming your way. And they feel like good big changes, you know? Some things might not be good, or it's not gonna feel good, but afterwards you're gonna be like, I just see a lot of smiling after this is over. After this confession, after whatever comes out of the chaos and whatever feelings were hurt and whatever, yeah, that confession is going to be really important to you, because it's going to change a lot of your viewpoints on life, and I think it's really going to be helpful for your journey. Anyways, though, guys, thank you so much for your love and attention and time supporting my YouTube channel. If you like this content and you like this reading, consider booking me for a reading. I am available currently at this time. Also, like and subscribe and comment to let me know what's going on with your spiritual situation, because I'm a little curious, not gonna lie, about what y'all are going through. Let me know what kind of psychic ability type content I can also send your way as well if you're struggling with this sort of dynamic going on here. And finally, I have live streams every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 7 p.m. Central. So come hang out with a great community of people. We have good vibes. And we do free tarot readings. So yeah, fun stuff. Also, please donate. I work a lot of hard. I work very hard on this content, so I'd appreciate it, and helping support me at this time. Links for all of my social medias and all the cool stuff that I have are in the description below. Love you much, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, everybody. You have chosen pile number 3. The card that you got was Embarrassment. And this is going to be your reading about what is your spiritual connection and what the heck is going on. Immediately, like, this embarrassment card, I was kind of surprised and shocked by it whenever I turned it around, because I'm not really sure what's kind of going on with that. I'm definitely looking at that person that's looking downwards, and you know, they seem to be crying and forlorn, and but I don't feel like you guys are particularly embarrassed or ashamed. Maybe you guys went through a dark night of the soul in the past, or maybe I'm just not fully tapping into your energy because it's so traumatic. I don't know. Definitely, there's heavy energy here, but like, the way I'm looking at it is I'm kind of being like, what's wrong? You know, why are you embarrassed? You know, I don't feel like you should be embarrassed about your relationship with somebody. Especially when they really matter to you. Some of you guys, I feel like maybe you've been suppressing your feelings and thoughts of emotions for somebody because of the standpoint that you even feel this way towards a person. Maybe there's something about this person that you're not allowed to be true to yourself with. Maybe you like them for who they are, but you can't be yourself. It's kind of like a back and forth energy of, I keep hearing like non-binary, so maybe some of you guys are LGBTQ, or there's some kind of a racial element, or some kind of an energy of just somebody's embarrassed about something, or there's like an assumption of that maybe that other person's ashamed of you. But I do feel like this is more so your person, if anything, than you. But you gotta stop projecting your energy into these scenarios. I'm definitely feeling that there needs to be some more psychic clarity, especially since this is a pick a card reading. This is a collective message. And I feel like you guys have a little bit of a distorted idea of who this person is because you've been watching so many tarot readings, and because the truth's not been revealed to you in a way that's like the mainstream is not going to reveal to you the nuances of this situation. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. And some of y'all are embarrassed over some things that maybe you weren't supposed to do. Maybe you're just ashamed of having a spiritual abilities. I don't know, man. I'm gonna pull some cards to get some more clarification about this energy for you guys, because I don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of strong feelings though, but there's like a hurt feeling, but like not really. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like maybe there's a dynamic between the two of you where one person is devastated over something that they did in their past, and the other person has no idea that happened. Even if that person revealed it, they're like, well, this person's going to change their opinion of me. And maybe for some of you, but I feel like there's a lot of love and acceptance here that's really being taken for granted. Yeah, I'm feeling being taken for granted. I feel like this person is like, you ran away from the situation because of that, because you thought I'd care about that. I think like that's more where that pain is from the other person. Again, I'm just going to talk about both of you and not really put a label on it, because take what resonates, because I'm seeing two different energies. But it's almost like these two different people have a hard time viewing where the other person is at. Because one person's stagnant, the other person's moving forward, or maybe you guys switch roles a lot. Maybe gender roles is an issue between the two of you, where you're like, well, he's not in his masculine, so blah blah blah, when meanwhile that's who that person authentically is. And so your gender stereotyping is actually maiming this relationship, which that's kind of rude to be imposing a gender role on somebody just because you think, oh well, because they've got this genitalia that their energy works that way. It's like, well, hate to break it to you, but you also don't follow into gender roles. And I feel like maybe you're not honest with yourself about that. I feel like maybe you make exceptions for gender roles for yourself, but when you look at the opposite sex, you don't. You know, so for example, if you're like, well, I want a very feminine woman, you know, and you don't adhere to certain masculine things. You know what I mean? And so it's suddenly like, oh, oops. I don't know. Gender does play a role in this, because I think you guys are imploding. Maybe you're imploding some spiritual beliefs that, you know, you should be going down this pathway when you realize that this person actually that's who they are, and you're just not accepting of that, especially with where they're at in their healing space. That's not very spiritual of you. You know, don't tap into that divine masculine and divine feminine stuff unless you actually are aware of the spiritual nuances of that, because I think you're just hurting each other by putting unrealistic expectations, and you're not saying how you feel anyway. We've got unawakened, yeah, so I feel like this other person is not aware of your spiritual connection at this time. Maybe that's what you're embarrassed about, is you're kind of like, oh, I thought this was gonna be my twin flame, or I thought this was going on, and this person's like, huh? What? You know what I mean? And maybe you like came across a little too strong. Maybe you've got like a very I feel like you've got strong foundational beliefs, or maybe you're like, all right, I'm very convicted in my energy. I have to hold this crystal right now. I forget what this is. I'll tell you and look it up in a sec. But I feel like I have to ground my energy with y'all, because maybe you guys, your energy is just so big, and you just you were just completely, I don't know, maybe you obliterated this person or something like that. I'm just feeling a lot of like just implosion type energy, of just so much energy and nowhere to go. And maybe that's what you're embarrassed about. Interview, talk, conversation, get on the same page. Yeah, some of you guys and this other person are not on the same, you're not on the same energy space. So maybe you're in no contact with this person, or maybe, for example, you were like, oh my gosh, all these spiritual things and da-da-da, and you sent them all these articles, maybe you were talking and talking and talking. Meanwhile, this person was like, this person's crazy. And I hate saying that for you guys, because you guys have really bright souls. You're very intelligent. You're not that crazy person that's running around doing this, whatever. And so maybe you saw something in this person that they were not aware of, and quite honestly, you may have frightened them. Maybe you kind of came across a little too strong, or maybe you're just a strong personality. I do feel the need for like working on boundaries, because I think that would help with some of your embarrassment, to say, hey, listen, I was unaware of how I was coming across to other people. I was not accustomed to spirituality, and I was very excited at that point in time. But now I'm learning how to hold back a little bit, right? Like there's a certain amount of like, especially when you start getting your superpowers and you're going around being like, oh yeah, I can see and do all these things, and like you want to show it off to the world, like that's great, honey. We love you, but not everyone's gonna love you. And specifically with this person, especially if it's like you tried making a romantic relationship happen, this person closed the door on your face, and you probably were sitting there going, oh my god, I am the human equivalent of human garbage. Meanwhile, this person, I think there was something up. All right, I'm not gonna lie. There was something where they're kind of like I'm seeing like out of the corner of their mouth, they knew something was up, but they were like, we are not dealing with this today. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, especially like with all your psychic abilities, and maybe you're just on a different vibrational level than this person, you probably came in and were like, love and light and la-di-da, and this person was like, oh, hell no, that is not what I need right now. I do not need more love and piece of crap advice, right? Like, I feel like that kind of happened where, like I said, I feel like you guys are very smart and you know what you're talking about. You're very educated on things, but like, man, this person shut you down. Gosh, maybe they shut you away from spirituality for a bit too because of their rejection. Triggers, name, car, place. Yeah, maybe there's something about this person that got very, very triggered by your spiritual awakening. Maybe you guys were friends and they watched you like navigate this fine, and then they ended up going to the nut house or whatever the heck. I don't know. I keep saying like I'm seeing things about like crazy, I'm crazy and whatever, and it's like no, society just wants to label certain things as such. And like, yeah, you can drive yourself crazy when you're not having healthy spiritual beliefs and whatever. And it's going to feel weird, but nowadays there are more opportunities to meet grounded, healthy spiritual people to help you through your spiritual awakening safely. I mean, you will go through some embarrassing things. I feel like everybody does at some point, but like, at the end of the day, you triggered somebody. Okay, and I really don't think you should hate yourself or judge your spirituality because you were super excited about caring about people. You know what I mean? Like be really honest, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, it's like, okay, if you do a couple social faux pauses and you hurt people, okay, apologize for it, take accountability, but you can't spend your whole life being mad at yourself because of something you did in your 20s and your 30s, maybe even your 40s. I don't know, I feel like you guys are really hard on yourself and judgmental when you shouldn't be. Robotic. Yeah, there's some kind of an energy of like, maybe this person acts like a robot and you're like, they're part of the Matrix, I gotta get them out. Like I literally see you guys trying to like, you're trying to like save this person from the Matrix and they're like, I don't watch that movie, I don't know. No, stop it. Yeah, okay, anyways, that's like the vibe check. Let me pull some cards about what we can do to heal the dynamic in this situation, because I just feel spirituality is fluid and it's subjective, but you guys need to kind of take a bit of a chill pill with it and understand that you are at a place that not everyone else has access to. That's okay. And maybe something's about to be revealed to you very soon. Like maybe, for example, you went out and you had your little spiritual awakening thing, and then this person ran away, and then they come back to you years later and went, oh my god, you were right. And here's another thing too, guys, okay? And I can say this as someone who has gone through plenty of layers of the spiritual awakening journey. Some of the stuff is... It's not really healthy for you. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have a great support system, if you don't have the right tools, if the right mindset, this can be a very disrupting, chaotic period of your life. And a lot of people, when they see chaotic energies and bad things happening, they naturally walk away because they want to protect themselves. But I want you to understand that there's in no way, shape, or form any timeline where you don't deserve to be loved as a result of going through something difficult, okay? I know this stuff is hard. A lot of people are going through this, but if you understood just how many people are going through the same things, It's not like you're the only person in the world. It's not like you're the only weirdo. There are lots of weirdos out there. There's plenty of healthy weirdos. You don't want to be an unhealthy weirdo, and I think you're very afraid of being categorized into that bad person persona when really I think you're just judging yourself. And like I said, I think you're just kind of embarrassed. You know, you don't know how to talk to the other spiritual people, or maybe after this person rejected you, you're just kind of like, oh God, I'm a monster. And it's like, no, nobody thought you were a monster. You didn't do anything that bad. Most of you didn't. Maybe some of you guys, maybe you hurt somebody's feelings, you know, because like, especially too, if you're like making accusations about someone's spirituality and getting and mad, that's different. But like, I think in general though, like you guys really gotta step up and have a little more self-respect. All right, so in terms to this connection with this person though, we've got ladies' night. So yeah, maybe someone likes to go out. And maybe you should go out to just kind of like get this person off your mind for a couple nights. Watch out, bad surprise. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you're anticipating something bad happening as a result of whatever altercation you had with this person. Which could be true. For some of you, I do feel like the bad surprise though has already been revealed that like they don't want you in your life. Maybe they talked crap to somebody. Maybe they were just like making fun of you and put some bad energy in the water. Guess what though? Who cares? Who cares? All right, especially if someone is divinely guided into your path to laugh at you. You got to find the strength within yourself to say, "Hey, I got boundaries now. I respect where I went wrong, but I also didn't treat people poorly in that kind of manner, and I was doing things from a standpoint of love." And you can't really get that mad at somebody if they're just being weird because they care a lot, as opposed to being weird to try to get someone's attention or to do whatever. You know, it's like there's a certain point where as adults we can be like, okay, yeah, they went through a phase, but they're out of it now. They grew, right? And so growing is important. And it sounds like you guys did. There's some big dick energy here. He be an alpha dog. Yeah, man. Oh man. Like you, some of you spiritual guys out there, again, I'm not saying everybody's like a guy here. I'm saying this as a gender neutral term, but some of you guys really don't respect how powerful your spiritual energy is towards people, to a point where if you're scaring people, you might just have a lot of energy and you might be suppressing it a lot. And I feel like you just need to be around people that are more spiritually gifted. Being perfectly honest, because you're not gonna find satisfaction amongst people that can't resonate with that anymore. I'm sorry. I think you just need to come to terms with the fact that, like, maybe this person was someone who wasn't very spiritual. You showed up, and yeah, maybe you triggered a spiritual awakening in them, or maybe you just triggered them to go away from spirituality because you were scared. You scared them, and I think you just need to own your power and your own existence, and don't tie your worth to this other person. I think that was kind of some of the lessons to take away from this. Is that at the end of the day, like, you just got more. There's just more going on here, and you're responsible for controlling it. But at the end of the day, like, if you're able to predict things, if you're able to see people for who you are and that freaks people out, then don't be around those people. Okay? There's so many people that you could be helping. There's so many gifts out there, and the world is full of interesting people, and you're gonna get embarrassed because, what? You told someone the right thing? Maybe at the wrong time? What? Nah. All right, I'm not gonna read this card, but that was confirmation for my personal experience. Basically, you know, if there's a person in your life that maybe was going through something very difficult and maybe the divine timing wasn't there, but things came true, I really want to let you know that you really cheered this person up. Like, you have no idea that maybe you did something a little drastic. Maybe you did whatever, but I just want to let you guys know how this person was impacted in a positive way. Regardless of how maybe weird it came across or whatever, but I want to let you know that it worked out. Okay? Yeah, I just want to let you know, like, they're okay now. All right? And it's kind of because of what you did. And especially if you came out, like, again, for those of you that maybe did something that was out of alignment for your usual self, that you said, I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to trust my intuition. I just want to let you know you did the right thing. And you left an impact on this person. Sorry, I I need a moment. Okay. Sorry, y'all. It's getting a little dark while I'm doing this reading, so, yeah, okay. Anyways, though, moving forward... Yeah, I guess I can't move forward. Yeah, there's something about this energy where maybe you guys are having a very difficult time moving forward because something has not been completed. Maybe you guys went and did something, you kind of dropped the bomb off, and then you ran away, and then you never knew what happened. You're gonna get your answers very soon. Okay, I'm just letting you know that, and it's gonna work itself out. I'm smiling, so that's a good thing. Okay. Anyways, though, you know one day you're gonna want to take it back. I think I know who fed you all those lies. I never liked your friends. I never want to see them again. This is music lyrics to a song I found. It's called "I Never Liked Your Friends" by the Federal Empire. I'll put a link to their song in the description. But yeah, maybe your friendships got ruined as a result of this. Maybe your spiritual awakening caused you to really not be around people that were good for you. And I feel like you're very embarrassed because you're like, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing by pursuing spirituality, doing the spiritual healing, blah 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 blah. Maybe you like tried to start a business, maybe you tried going down a path that was very unconventional and everyone told you couldn't do it. And maybe things didn't work out the way that you hoped. But I want you to understand that things did work out as the way you hoped because you got away from the situations that you were not meant to belong in. And if it took some radical, drastic change, if you took the steps to do what was right and in your truth, then it's up to you and the universe to see how that plays out. Okay? And I think you guys need to kind of accept that those weren't your people. They never were. I don't care how nice they looked on paper. I don't care how nice they were to other people. Towards you, they were not your fit. They were not your favorite anyway. And I think you knew that, and you didn't want to accept that because you're trying to stay safe. You are trying to play life by everyone else's rules and not by your intuition and your truth. Okay? And when you're not playing your game, if you're not playing the game by your own rules, then you're not living, okay? Especially when you've got all these great things you need to share with everybody. Okay, we got the King of Wands, the Four of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, Four of Keys, and then the Nine of Wands. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of victory energy, a lot of passionate, fiery energy that you just got to get a hold of. And maybe do some Kundalini yoga, guys. I know for myself, I've got a lot of big spiritual energy, I guess we'll say. And in order to navigate a lot of that, exercise is really the best way to work through this energy, especially if you got like that ADHD running around. Some of y'all, I think you have ADHD, but it's like, no, you just got a lot of unchanneled spiritual energy that you're not managing right. So again, do your meditations, take your supplements, take care of your health and your mental health in particular, because this kind of energy, you need to like maintain it. Like think of like a German Shepherd, right? Like not anybody can have a German Shepherd. They are so energetic, they're powerful, they run around, and if you can't handle a German Shepherd, then you can't handle a German Shepherd. And that's perfectly fine, but it's not for you. And so start telling people, hey, I know how I walk, I know how I talk, I know where I lead. So people gotta leave. So they're not in alignment with that. We're going to wrap it up with the Four of Swords. You know, as I said, this is kind of more confirmation about like, you know, spending time with other people. Maybe you should get a little bit of a reality check and understand that you are not for everybody else. And so because you're not for everybody else, schedule alone time, schedule time to really figure out what it is your purpose is and what was the purpose of your connection with this person. Right? Because I'm not going to lie to y'all, while this reading feels like it was supposed to be about somebody specific, or maybe you guys had somebody in your mind, I think your relationship with this person or these people, like I don't think it's not connected, right? Because it was this person, it was these people, it was this situation, it was this time and place. All of that needed to happen to get you to clear this out. this energy needed to go out. And because you were out of place. You were out of alignment with wherever you were at. And so this connection was taught you things. That it taught you specifically that you don't belong on stage. Like, you don't belong in that center place anymore. You belong where you belong. Okay? And there's almost, like I said, with this embarrassment, right? Like, I feel like you tried to stand out. You tried to do what everybody told you to do. You had to get up and like I said, with this like performance being on stage, right? Like, I know everyone says like, oh, take flight. You got to go out there. You got to tell the world everything and da-da-da. It's like, no. Not everybody shines the same way. Not everyone shines on the same path. You don't have to be a TikTok star. You don't have to be a runway model. You don't have to be what everybody else considers to be the shining star. What you gotta do is do whatever makes you smile. Whatever makes you smile the hardest, whatever makes you laugh the most, whatever brings you together with the people that you're meant to be with, go do that. You love yourself too much to be wasting your time feeding into someone else's BS, right? And if that's the BS that they want to be fed, go for it. And some of it's not BS. Some of it's just not for you. You don't have to label everything as for you and not for you. Sometimes it's just like you're not going to get mad at a street sign for existing, right? But this King of Wands energy, I feel like you have very proactive energy. And if someone's not willing to keep up with you, if someone's trauma is holding them down, if whatever, like, don't wait, okay? Like, this is specifically the energy of don't wait. Let them release things on their own time. Maybe you saw a lot of things that were going on with them, but they weren't ready for you. And you're going to get revealed some sort of pattern, some sort of belief that's going to show you where you're meant to go. And that's the best part about it. Again, like, I see something out of the corner of my mouth where it's almost like maybe this person was very depressed and they were watching you. And I see like they smiled out of the corner of their mouth. So this person is not telling you the full story. And I don't ever think you're going to get the full story from them, to be honest, because I don't feel this person's unawakened. How are you supposed to get truth out of someone who is still playing by the 3D rules, right? And I know that made your heart sink hearing that, but that's where you shouldn't be embarrassed. Because why do you want to be around people that don't tell the truth? Why do you want to be after somebody who is taking away from your final destination? Like, this Nine of Wands card is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's called the Alleyman's Tarot, and it's specifically oriented around that final stage before everything's over. It's all coming together. Your embarrassment will no longer hold you back, so you can shine as brightly as you need to, right? Go let that German Shepherd out. Go be the big superstar that you actually are, in whatever ways that looks like for you. And don't make it a performance. Don't make it an act. Be you. Just be yourself, okay? You remember who that is, okay? Anyways, love you guys so much. I can't wait to meet you guys, because I hope that I get to meet you guys sometime in the future. Because it seems like a really cool crowd. If you would like to interact with me, I do have live streams every 7 p.m. Central Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I do free live tarot readings at this moment in time of this reading. However, depending on whenever you guys actually meet me, I might be doing something else. Spoiler alert. Anyways, though, but please like and subscribe to support this video and this YouTube channel. Please comment down below to let me know what's kind of going on with you. I want to hear your stories, guys. And just give this video some traction. Share it with your friends to see what's up with them. Also, please consider donating. I work really hard on this free content, so I appreciate all support that you guys give for me. Yeah, follow me on social media, and I will see you all next time. See ya.